Meanwhile, shares of energy companies plunged today after the Conservatives suggested a plan to cap energy bills would be included in their election manifesto. Well, Centrica, the owner of British Gas, saw its shares fall by 3.5%, while shares of SSE fell by nearly 2%. Those two companies were two out of only three fallers on the FTSE 100 today. Well, Lawrence Slade is Chief Executive of Energy UK, which represents the country's energy suppliers. So, Lawrence, the case that the Conservatives are making for this, they're saying the market isn't working for too many people, in particular for poorer households.
Yeah, I think the point we're trying to get over is that actually there's a heck of a lot of work that's already been done and is planned to be done that is really changing the shape of this market. 50 plus electricity and gas suppliers in the market now. Over 5 million households changing supplier last year. So this is actually a market that's changing dynamically, and I think what I'm really worried about is really well-intentioned intervention can actually have unintended consequences, and I think things like this have to be really thought through, particularly in a market where, as I say, things are changing so fast.
I mean, 7 out of 10 households are still on the standard variable tariffs, which are the ones that the Tories want to cap. They often don't provide the best value for customers, do they?
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I mean, it depends on your circumstances, really. But that number is also dropping. So every year, and the last numbers out to March 2016, for example, nearly 1 million families came off standard variable tariffs. And I think there are better ways that the Conservatives, or any other government for that matter, could look at how you can really make sure and reach out and get people engaging in this market.
But the Tories clearly believe that with 7 out of 10 households still on this tariffs, the energy suppliers aren't doing enough to encourage customers to shop around. I mean, with insurance policies, for example, when you renew, you get a thing saying, shop around on your letter from the insurer.
As you do in many occasions with the energy sector, actually. But you're right to say that more needs to be done. Obviously it does, and I think that the point I'm trying to get across, though, is that there is this commitment to actually doing more. There is a recognition that we need to do more, that we need to reach out. And in particular, we need to reach out to those people who aren't confident in actually entering and engaging with the market. That's why the industry has recently launched a switch guarantee, for example, to help give people that bit more confidence when they're entering the market.
So when the Ed Miliband announced a very similar-looking policy in 2013, the Tories said this was 70s-style state controls and a gimmick, dangerous. Do you go along with those sort of adjectives here?
Well, I think I fall back on really what my main worry here is around unintended consequences. So we've seen lots of interventions in the energy sector, and they haven't always worked out in the best interest of the consumer. And I think at the heart of the discussion that I want to have with any government, whoever comes in on the 9th of June, is how do we work together to really deliver a market that works for everyone, that works for those people who are already engaged, but how do we pull into the market those people who aren't on the best deal? How do we get them onto the best deal, not just for a year, but for years to come?
Is this going to put some suppliers out of business, do you think?
I think it's going to put a lot of people under pressure. I think, as I said, we've got 50 suppliers plus in the market now. I want to keep a vibrant, dynamic market. And I think the way to do that is working together, government, industry and the regulator, to get that market singing for all people.